from your other sociological, physiological needs. I'm all over the place. I gotta start over.
Hey everybody, Chief Xander Gamble here with the USNCC. I've got the Director of Enrollment, Mr. Alfonso Garrett, with us today. And today we're going to talk about the college mindset. Hey, can you tell me a little bit about how do I get into that college mindset of, getting ready to attend classes?
Yes, a great question, Chief. So starting with the college mindset is very critical to part of the process. Just like anything else, within our military service, having a great strategic plan and course of action is definitely the key to assuring success. So for instance, think of the different areas of needs that you may have as an individual before you undertake your educational experience. So obviously, the first and foremost, is there that desire there? Do you truly want to undertake the challenge of a college, education? It's not, for the faint. It takes work, dedicated time, effort, resources, and that mental brain, that gray matter, so to speak, right? So are you ready and prepared mentally to begin that undertaking? Another area to consider, the time that's involved. Not only time outside of your duty hours to dedicate to education, but the physical time it's going to take to read your coursework assignments, type your coursework up, and submit your work. Those are other elements that you need to consider as well. So there's going to take time to study, be prepared for courses, be time to take assessments and be assessed on your coursework, and as well as not forgetting that you still have a personal life and a professional life you have to manage.
Okay, so you should probably talk with somebody and let them know that you're going to commit to this before you go in. Who should our sailors and Marines and Coast Guardsmen talk to before they really start considering going to college?
All right, this is a great question as well. I would say personally, first and foremost, talk to your family, friends, and your support group. Those folks will be your key supporters throughout this process. Okay, because again, off-duty education, your personal time, you're taking things out of your personal time that you used to would have. So, if you have a spouse, are they on board in support of your educational experience? Are you gonna have time to dedicate to your education if you have family responsibilities? Are your friends are gonna be okay with you not being able to hang out every so often now because you have schoolwork? So you wanna make sure that you communicate with those who are most important to you and see that they're supportive of you in this journey. And hopefully they will be. And then also on the other side of it, being an active duty service member, you wanna talk to those within your chain of command. So great points of contact, whether it's your frontline supervisor, whether it's your education service officer, and so on. Those people there who have a good idea of your work ethic, your abilities, and also the mission at hand that you may have the time to dedicate, but maybe there's a mission coming up you're not aware of. They will know these key things to know, yes, Chief, this might be a good time for you to start taking your college education.
So it's good to start, talking this out with friends, with family, with your chain of command, basically everybody you interact with on a regular basis anyway, just to let them know, hey, I'm gonna need a little bit extra time to be able to commit to this so that I can work on my education, right?
Yep, exactly.
All right, so we talked about setting aside time. That was a big point, making sure you've got, how many hours a week do you think the students should be setting aside time?
Great question. So our student support team here at USNCC recommends anywhere between 10 to 12 hours per week per course. So they feel like that's enough time to dedicate to, again, reading your assignments, submitting your coursework, and any other necessary preparation.
And I'm sure if you look at your cell phone and look at the amount of time you spend on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok, you can definitely find 10 to 12 hours in a week that you could commit to this, right?
Yeah, exactly. Because again, online, asynchronous learning, or competency-based education, you don't have to be sitting still at a computer or a classroom at any specific time of the day. So anytime throughout your week, if you have that off time you can dedicate to your education, all adds up.
Okay, so let's say, I've committed to this education, I've gotten started, and then I've got a deployment that comes up. How do I change that? How do I prepare for that?
All right, great question. So the first and foremost thing is communicate. Let us know. Our student support team here is ready and accessible to help students throughout these different scenarios. Our only demographics we serve are active duty sailors, Marines, and Coast Guardsmen. So we definitely understand that the mission comes first, and then sometimes things are quite unpredictable. So with that in mind, our policies and procedures are flexible enough so we can allow for those things to occur. But we can't help you if you don't let us know these things are happening.
So it goes right back to what we talked about in the beginning, communicate, right? Mm-hmm. So the biggest thing that we need to take away from this is to have a successful education, you need to communicate. Communicate with your friends, your family, your chain of command, whether you're getting started on your education or about to go on deployment while you are doing your education, and then making sure you have the time set aside. So thank you very much, Mr. Garrett, and we look forward to talking to you again.